We're starting Be'ez Hashem Siman Nun, Vayoel Moshe. And we're talking about the inyan of Eliyahu coming before Bias HaMashiach.
Which the Rambam does not mention, and the Rebbe is going to ask, why the Rambam did not require
the Rambam, okay, so before we start, take a look at the sheets. I only have one copy today. I'm sorry because I ran out of paper, but take a look at the Rambam here in Hilchos Malachim, Perek Yud Beis, Halacha Beis.
Yeah.
It's on page 3 of the sheets. He says like this: Shabbat Chilas Yimois HaMashiach Tiyah Milchemes Gog uMagog.
Yeah.
In the beginning of Yimois HaMashiach, there's going to be the war of Gog uMagog.
Yeah.
V'shekoydem Milchemes Gog uMagog Yamoid Navi. That a Navi means Eliyahu Navi is going to get up at the beginning of the war of Gog uMagog.
Before, Cohen before,
right? But
which didn't even happen. So he can't say now.
But he says that Milchemes Gog uMagog is in the beginning of the Yimois HaMashiach. So the Seder Advarim is first Mashiach, then Eliyahu, then Gog uMagog.
Yeah.
Yeah, Yamoy Navi Liyasher Yisrael Lohachi Libam, to straighten out the Jews and to prepare them for this event.
Oh, the Rabbi from the Pasuk Eliyahu. That's the Rabbi.
Okay, so that's the first shita. And then the Rambam goes a little further. 3 lines later, he says, "V'yesh min hachachamim she'omrim." There's some of the chachamim who hold shekoydem biyas HaMashiach yavo Eliyahu, that he's going to come before Mashiach. So then, according to that shita, the order is Mashiach. Eliyahu first, then Mashiach, and then Gog uMagog.
Yeah.
So it's machlokes whether Mashiach will come, whether Eliyahu will come before Bias HaMashiach or after Bias HaMashiach. That was the Rambam.
The Rambam continues that we don't know what they really are until they happen in full.
Right.
And it's a continuation.
Okay, so then we had this forged Maharal that was saying that first Eliyahu will come before Bias HaMashiach, right? And that's why we open the door by the Seder.
Yeah.
And that's how you check if someone's a Mashiach sheker. If you see that Eliyahu didn't come, you know that he's not Mashiach. Okay. But now in Siman Nun, he's going to bring that this thing that the Maharal allegedly said, even if it's not the Maharal, it's pretty much mefurish in a lot of places.
Yeah.
And we're starting with the Gemara in Erevin, Daf Mem Gimel.
Oh yeah, but Mashiach can't come on Shabbos. And Eliyahu.
Right. Let's see it inside. The Nefsei Anan. Let's see Shirish Pluksasam. The source of the machlokes here between the Rambam and the Maharal and other people who say that Mashiach, that Eliyahu has to come before Mashiach. Mekor Mekoymon B'divrei Chazal. Their dispute. So the source of this dispute in the words of Chazal. Hine l'choyer das Maharal miPrag Zal Berura. This shita that we said that Eliyahu will come first is pretty clear. B'Gemara Erevin Daf Mem Gimel V'Hareini Nazir B'Yom Sheben David Ba. But if someone says that he'll be a Nazir on the day that Mashiach comes, he's allowed to drink wine on Shabbos and Yom Tov. Why? Because now, so Mashiach himself could come on Shabbos, but the problem is Eliyahu has to come before, and Eliyahu...
He can't, the Gemara says. Mashiach can't come. Eliyahu can come.
What?
Mashiach can't come on Shabbos, Yom Tov, but Eliyahu could.
No. You don't understand. Mashiach himself, mitzad himself, he could come on Shabbos.
Oh, right.
Because let's take a look. I think we should see the Gemara inside before we go further, because it's a little confusing. Where's the Gemara? Here. Okay. Page 1 of the Maamar Koimis to the bottom line. Toshma Hareini Nazir. The Gemara is talking here about Yesh Tchumin Lamala, Yein Tchumin Lamala. Is there Tchumin up in the sky? If someone walks on the clouds or on an airplane or something, is he over on the Issa Tchumin? That's the question.
Yeah.
So Tashma Hareini Nazir B'Yom Sheben David Ba. Yeah. Mutter Lishtois Yayin B'Shabbos V'Yom Tovim. You're allowed to drink wine on Shabbos and Yom Tov. So turn to page 2 now. It's Ben Gil on the base. But Oster Lishtois Yayin Kol Imoisachol. He's not allowed to drink during the week. So, if you say yesh tchumin, if you say that there is tchumin in the sky, so hainu div Shabbos v'yom tovim mutter. That's why it's allowed to drink on Shabbos and Yom Tov, because you know that Mashiach's not coming on Shabbos and Yom Tov, because Mashiach, we're evidently assuming that Mashiach's going to come from the sky. He's not a person that's alive today among us. Someone's going to come down from the clouds.
No, it means to say is that Mashiach will bring the Geula, and you're not allowed to go out of the Tchum to gather back to Eretz Yisrael.
No, but we're not talking about going to Eretz Yisrael yet. We're talking about just Mashiach showing up.
Mashiach, right.
So the Gemara is assuming that he's coming from the sky. So if you say,
you have the wheel, but if you want to look at it, go ahead. But
that's obviously the shot in the Gemara. So the Gemara is saying that you can drink on Shabbos because you know he's not coming from the sky on Shabbos because there's a tchumen. If you're going to say that there's no tchumen in the sky and you're allowed to go wherever you want, so then the Shabbos Yom Tovim Amayim Mutter. Why is it allowed to drink on Shabbos Yom Tov? Maybe he'll come that day. Yeah. So the Gemara answers, Shani Hostam, the Omar Kra, Hinei Anoichi Shalech L'chem Eis Eliyahu Navi. That we know that Eliyahu Navi is coming before Bias HaMashiach. And Rashi says, the end of the pasuk is Lifnei Vayoel Moshe. Rashi says Lifnei Vayoel Moshe, Lifnei Bias Ben David. Before the coming of Ben David, Yavai Eliyahu Levasser. He'll come to announce that he's coming. So therefore, V'haloi Asa Eliyahu Me'esmon. We know Eliyahu didn't come Friday, so that's why you're allowed to drink wine on Shabbos. Okay? But Mashiach himself could come on Shabbos. But since Eliyahu would have had to come before, and we know Eliyahu didn't come Friday, so that's why. So the Gemara goes on and says, why isn't it allowed to drink every day of the week? Because the same svara. Because the halayas Eliyahu me'esmo. You know that Eliyahu didn't come the day before, so you know that today Mashiach is for sure not coming, right? What do you have to say? It must be that we're afraid that Eliyahu came to the Bezdin Agadol, but he didn't come to you. So that's why you don't know about it. But really, he came. So maybe on Shabbos also it should be asked to drink wine because maybe Mashiach is coming today because maybe Eliyahu came yesterday to the Bezdin Agadol. So the Gemara answers, Kvar muftach lehen liYisrael she'ein Eliyahu ba loy be'arvei Shabbosos v'loy be'arvei Yomim Tovim mibnei haTorach. That there's a promise to the Jewish people that Eliyahu will not come on Erev Shabbos and Erev Yom Tov. Okay? Yeah. Because of the trouble. What's the trouble? Rashi says that everyone's cooking and everything, getting ready for Shabbos, and they're going to go out and greet Eliyahu and Navi. It's going to disturb their preparations for Shabbos. Okay. And then if you go on in the Gemara, it's interesting. The Gemara says it like this. The Gemara says that if, let's say, you make a neder on Wednesday to be a Nazir on the day Ben David comes. Yeah. So you're not allowed to drink wine ever again, even on Shabbos, because there we're afraid that Eliyahu and Navi may have come on a weekday and you didn't hear about it, and then Mashiach came afterwards. Let's say Mashiach came on Friday or whatever. Eliyahu came on Thursday, Mashiach came Friday, and then it will be Oster on Shabbos. But here's the thing: but if you made the neder on Shabbos, that's when it's mutter to drink on Shabbos, because then you know for sure that the only possibility that it's Oster is if Eliyahu came on Friday. Okay. Okay, let's see now. Back to the Sefer Vayoel Moshe, okay? He says, the Kivan de Amar Kra, the fourth line of the Siman. The Kivan de Amar Kra, Hinei Anoichi Shalech L'chem Eis Eliyahu, Midoloi Asa Eliyahu Me'esmo. From the fact that Eliyahu didn't come yesterday, Ef Sheshiyavo Mashiach. It can't be Mashiach coming today. V'chein b'yoyim Aleph. If it's allowed to drink on Sunday, Tali im yesh tchumin l'mayla me'asara. That depends if there's an Isser tchumin in the sky. Because if there's an Isser tchumin in the sky, then Eliyahu couldn't come Shabbos either, and then Mashiach can't come on Sunday. Yeah? Yeah. Shiur chalavoi b'Shabbos shalafon. That Eliyahu could come, if there's no tchumin above, then Eliyahu could come on the Shabbos before. Okay, nimtza lefi shaklu v'tari shebesugya zu. According to the give and take of this Gemara in Eruvin, that it seems to be clear halacha that we assume that Eliyahu is coming before Mashiach, that we go so far as to be matir a nazir based on that. That we assume it's impossible that Mashiach could come if Eliyahu didn't come the day before. Siman. So it's a very clear criterion for someone being Mashiach, right? So this is going to be a big problem with the Rambam. The Rambam seems to be saying that it's a machlokes in Chachamim whether Eliyahu is going to come before or not. Yeah. Okay, v'chein mefurish b'pirish harayva b'mishnah soif edius. I'm just going to bring a lot more people who say this inyan that Mashiach is coming before Eliyahu is coming before Mashiach. The Raiva on the Mishnah in Edius that we once saw, I think it's Siman Chaf Aleph, I think he brought it down already, that Eliyahu Navi is coming. So the Rabbi says, She'yavoy She'Eliyahu ba l'asoi shalom ba'olam. He's coming to make peace in the world. The Mishnah says, he's going to make peace with the Jews and the nations. And he's going to announce to them the coming of Mashiach. And he's going to come one day before Mashiach comes. That's what the Rabbi says. Even the Rambam himself, when he's explaining that Mishnah, the Pirush Mishnah Shekasav Lafisha Moshe Siper beBias HaMashiach. Moshe Rabbeinu wrote about Bias HaMashiach in the Torah. The Lashon HaTorah V'shav Hashem Elokecha. The Torah says Hashem will return you from Galus. Umal Hashem Elokecha es levavcha. He'll make you he'll do bris milah on your heart. It means he'll make you have a better heart, take away your Yetzer Hara. V'higi lohem. And Moshe told them, Gam kein mipi gvura. He told them in the name of Hashem, b'hakdamoisav v'siboisav. He told them about the hakdamas, the foregoing events that are going to happen before Mashiach comes, and the siboisav and the causes. V'shiyakti moisa yoish. And he told them that this man's coming, this Eliyahu is coming, liyasher loy haaretz, to straighten out the world before v'hu Eliyahu. So the Rambam says basically clearly that Eliyahu is going to come before. So it's l'chayr steer to the Rambam in Yad, but the answer would have to be that the Rambam in Pirush Mishnayos is just going in that Mishnah. He's not saying that that's the only shita, but he's going the pshat in the Mishnah is like that. Yeah. Okay. V'chein mevur b'tois v'syantiv soif mesech de'edius shi'avu Eliyahu Cohen bias HaMashiach. Tois v'syantiv on that Mishnah also says it. U'meilashon HaGemara Shabbos Daf Kuf Yud Ches. It says in the Gemara Shabbos, he's going to come to save people from the birth pangs of Mashiach. That's the wars before Mashiach comes. Another Maamar is the Targum Yonasan, Reish Parshas Pinchas, Kostav al Pinchas v'yeche b'chaye alma lemavaster geulasa. That Pinchas' schar, his reward for what he did, was that he will be a Cohen and he'll be Eliyahu Navi, and he'll come to be Mavaser the Geula. Ki Pinchas del Eliyahu. Okay? So far we have basically on against this Rambam in Yad, we have already the Gemara in Eruvin, the Ravid, the Tois V'Syantiv, and the Targum Yonasan, and also Gemara in Shabbos. Yeah. So we're searching for a source for this Rambam. Medrash Rabba Parsha Shmois per Gimel Siman Vav. Ala Kosev Anoichi Shlachticha. In Parsha Shmois, where Hashem says to Moshe, this is the Siman that I'm sending you. Amru Azal Siman leGeula Rishona Shebi Anoichi Yardu Yisrael LeMitzrayim. That the Siman for the first Geula from Mitzrayim was that with the word Anoichi, the Jewish people came into Mitzrayim. Shenemar Anoichi Eirei Imcha Mitzrayim. That when when they went down to Mitzrayim, Yaakov Avinu had a chalom, had a dream. Hashem came to him and told him, Anoichi Ered, I will go down with you to Mitzrayim. Uvi Anoichi Ani Ma'al Eschem. With the word Anoichi, I'm going to bring you out. Okay, that's the siman for that Geula. The siman leGeula Hachroina, Shebi Anoichi He Misrapim V'Asidim Ligoyal. That the word Anoichi is also going to be used by the Geula Hachroina. Shenemar Hinei Anoichi Sholech Lechem Eis Eliyahu. Right, the same pasuk. So it seems clear also Eliyahu is coming before the Geula. V'yesh the Kohena yesh Maamar Chazal harbe. There are a lot of other statements of Chazal that say ein mispar without a number that say that Eliyahu is coming. Shemavur shel Eliyahu yavel lavashter Geula. He's coming to announce the Geula terem bias HaMashiach. Uv'psikta Rav Kahana. Another Maramachim. Psikta Rav Kahana Perek Lamed Vav Siman Daled Kosav Yoister says even more. He's coming 3 days before, not 1 day before. He's going to stand on the mountains of the Jews and he's going to announce that Mashiach is coming. However, the Gemara it's clear in the Gemara Eruvin that it's not 3 days, it's 1 day. Why? We see that on Sunday it's aser to drink the wine if you're making such a neder, right? Why is it so aser on Sunday? If you hold that there's tchumin l'mayla, that there's an Isser Tchum in the sky, and you hold that Eliyahu couldn't come, that Mashiach couldn't come, Eliyahu couldn't come on Shabbos, then it's also then it would be mutter. But since there's a suffix if the Eish Tchum in Lamayla, it's allowed because we have a suffix. Maybe Eliyahu came on Shabbos. V'yuchalav b'Shabbos. V'hikshu sham b'Toisvis. Toisvis asked, Dilma asi be'erev Shabbos. V'yivaster b'Shabbos. Maybe Eliyahu came on Friday, but he's going to say his besura. He's going to say his announcement on Shabbos. V'tiritz dekra hinei anoichi shalech lachem eis Eliyahu navi lifnei ba yom Hashem mashma b'yom shaba yivaser. The pasuk's mashma that on the same day that he comes, he'll say his announcement. But again, we could still ask, maybe he'll come on Thursday and he'll announce on Thursday, and then Mashiach will come on Sunday. So obviously, no, we're assuming that he's going to come one day before. He says, "V'chein mashma gam min mutter b'Shabbosis v'yom tovim she'ef shalav be'erev Shabbos." That from the fact that it's mutter on Shabbos, why is it mutter on Shabbos? Because Eliyahu couldn't come erev Shabbos. V'lo yamrinan shehu ba'oid koydem erev Shabbos. Maybe we'll say he came before erev Shabbos. Maybe he came on Thursday and we just didn't hear about it. Elamai, you see, no, he's going to come one day before, not 2 or 3 days before. Okay? But it's for sure that he's going to come before. It's just a question of how much before. Tana Eliyahu is the Sefer where Eliyahu spoke to Rav Anan and told him different halachas and drashas. And Eliyahu himself said this thing that he'll come before Mashiach. V'hu b'seder Eliyahu Rabba Perek Yud Ches, v'hu v'gam b'Toisvis Masechta B'Tzia Daf Kuf Yadalid, Dibra Maskal Mahu. The Toisvis brings it down, B'Tzia, Shenechelku Chachamim, Mehechan Eliyahu Ba, Im Mizara Shal Rachel or Mizara Shal Leah. That the Chacham were in dispute whether Eliyahu is from the children of Rachel or the children of Leah. Which Shevet is he from? Ad Shehein Chokim V'Oimrim Zelazeh. And as they were disputing it and talking about it, Basi Alein, Eliyahu is talking now, and he's saying, I came to them, V'yomadti lifneim, I stood before them, V'yomarti lohem, I said, Rabbi Sai, Ein ani ba el mizar shel Rachel. So he told them that he comes from Rachel.
Wait, so that means he's not from Pinchas then, contrary to what many think.
Oh, right. So V'yamru li, they said to him, V'loi kohen ato, aren't you a kohen?
Yeah.
And V'loi kach amartel isho halmana. And what's the proof that Eliyahu is a Cohen? The fact that he said to the woman, there was a widow, in Tanakh, in Malachim Beis, there's a story that Malachim Aleph actually, he went to live with an isha halmana, and she supported him. He told her, make the last little bit of flour that you have into
going
and just and give me first, and then give you and your son.
Yeah.
So he said, I see lim misham uga katana, make me a small cake for Yishayna first, and give it to me, make for you and your son afterwards. But this was challah. Cohen gets challah, so he's telling her, make bread and give me the challah from the bread.
Yeah.
So they're asking a kasha on him, how could you be from Rachel if you're a Cohen? I answered, that baby from that almana was Mashiach ben Yosef. In other words, I'm not taking the first cake because I'm a Cohen. I'm taking it because of a different reason. I'm making a remez to him, to the world, that I'm going to come first, and then Mashiach ben David is going to come. So even though he's not Mashiach ben David, he's Mashiach ben Yosef, but still enough for the remez. He's telling him, I'm going to take and I'm going to give you. So bottom, was
Eliyahu a Cohen or not?
What'd you say?
So was Eliyahu a Cohen or not? Bottom line.
No. According to this, not.
Right, okay, so he never Pinchas after all then.
Not according to this sheet, right? You're right. Not everybody holds the Eliyahu as Pinchas.
From Pinchas. Well, I'd say himself.
Right.
He comes from Pinchas.
Right. Like for example, in Masechta Bava Basra, the Gemara, Kuf Yud Zayin, it says that there are 7 people whose lifespans reach throughout the whole world. Starting with Adam, Mr. Shalach, Shem, I think.
Yeah.
So. the last one there is Eliyahu Navi, right?
Is he saying?
I don't think so. I
Is
think
it?
it goes Adam, Mr. Shelach, Shem, Yaakov. Yaakov saw Shem, right? And then Amram Roas Yaakov, and after Amram, I think comes Achia Hashiloini, and then Eliyahu Navi.
Okay, so
But the Tosfos over there says that if Eliyahu is Pinchas, then you don't need to come on to that because Eliyahu Navi could have been in the time of Moshe Amram, and you know.
yeah, I got you.
So there's not everybody holds that he's Pinchas. Okay.
No, I didn't say from. I said from. I didn't even Pinchas himself.
But even from Pinchas, it's not so partial. This Brisa, he's saying that he's from Shevet Rock, from the
so
yeah. Okay, Ella. No, Kitzer. So you see from this that he's coming before Mashiach. He himself is saying it.
Yeah.
Ella Shevi Yerushalmi Masechta Shabbos. Now here's the first place that we could possibly save the Rambam from. Yerushalmi Masechta Shabbos Perek Aleph Halacha Daled. Masechta Shkalim Perek Gimel Halacha Gimel. Isa she'Eliyahu Yavo L'Tchiyas HaMesim. And it says that Eliyahu will come to announce Tchiyas HaMesim. We know that Tchiyas HaMesim is going to be after Bias HaMashiach.
Yeah.
So this could be a source to say that Eliyahu is going to be after Bias HaMashiach. But perhaps not. It says, it could be that this Yerushalmi doesn't really argue on all the sources we brought until now. Because it could be that they're not saying anything different. Why? That he'll be a shliach for both things. He'll come before a Mashiach, then he'll go away. He'll come back again before Tchiyas HaMesim. The pasuk says before the coming of the day of Hashem. It's not so clear what the day of Hashem is. It could be it means both. It could be means Mashiach and Tchiyas HaMesim. Okay, that's one way to answer it. That it's not a right to the Rambam. Another way to answer it is al pi masha kasvu sheyesh shnei zmanim l'tchiyas HaMesim. That a lot of Rishonim say that there are going to be two Tchiyas HaMesims. There's going to be one at the same time as Mashiach, and another one that's later. That tzaddikim agdolim yamdu tekev beis Bias HaMashiach. The bigger tzaddikim are going to get up right away, the beginning of Mashiach. Later on, there's going to be a Tchiyas HaMesim for the whole world. The Yefei Soyer Pirush on the Medrash explains this more. And Shehevi Kala Maamar Chazal Sheyiyat Tchiyas HaMesim Batchilas Yimois HaMashiach. A lot of sources that he brings that you could say that there will be a Tchiyas HaMesim at the beginning of Mashiach. But there's also going to be another one later on, Achri Yimois HaMashiach. Because of Achikach Shalafi Divrei Ikrim, Ram Ben Ezra, he says according to the Sefer Ikrim, which is a Rishon, and Ibn Ezra, Tzadikim Agdolim Yamdu B'Tchilas Yimois HaMashiach. The great tzaddikim are going to get up at the beginning. Umasha Amru Shetchiyas HaMesim Yem Ucher Zekoy al Tchiyah Kolelas. That's going on a general Tchiyas HaMesim L'chol Yisrael. Bozeh Yitztiku Yachad HaMidrashim L'Stovim B'Tchiyah Yimois HaMashiach V'Asovim Machri Yimois HaMashiach. You're in Sham. So that's how you can make these two midrashim fit together. Okay, v'chein kostav Ridvaz b'tshuva v'chelik beis Siman Taf Lamed Tes. The Ridvaz says b'shem Ridva shehevi came b'shem Rabbi Isav. He brings in the name of his rabbis that there's going to be another Tchiyas HaMesim. V'herich oid Ridvaz b'chelik Gimel Siman Taf Reish Mem Daled shehi tshuva Elif Samach Tes. 1069. Because of Sham Shazem Muskam the trade Tchiyas Yesh. He says that it's clear that there are going to be two Tchiyas HaMesim. Okay. V'chein kosvu oid kam rishonim. You have the place there?
Yeah.
Many other rishonim say that there's going to be two tchiyas. V'chein nir meloshen hashas b'vav metzia daf pei hei b'hai uvda Rabbi Uvanov. Remember the story of Rabbi and his sons?
Yes.
That they davened and Mashiach almost came. So Yachtina Rabbi b'shpil she'amar lo Eliyahu she'yicholim lahavias HaMashiach b'tfilasan. That Rabbi heard from Eliyahu Navi that these tzaddikim, Rabbi and his sons, had the ability to bring Mashiach before its time. So he made them a Bali Tefillah. When they got up to the words the world was starting to shake. Eliyahu came down to stop them. Move on. So the kasha is, what do you mean? What Bishlama Chaya Mesim means Tchias HaMesim, but I thought that he was bringing them down in order to bring Mashiach. What's going on? He says, Kivin Shabbo Lispal Abiyas HaMashiach Lama Ragash Alma B'Tchias HaMesim. They weren't davening for Tchias HaMesim. Now they're davening first for Mashiach. Shehum Ucher Harbe, because Tchias HaMesim comes much later. Harbe Shani Machar Abiyas HaMashiach. Va'adayin Lo Yispalu Abiyas HaMashiach. They didn't daven for that at all yet. For Mashiach. V'Marsha Heir Bazel. Marsha is bothered by this kasha. V'Kasav She'efshus Shezehu Haschalas Hatchiyah. He says it could be that the Biyas HaMashiach is the beginning that leads up to Tchias HaMesim. Kikain Motzinu B'Mesim Shehecha Yechezkel. That Yechezkel, did Tchias HaMesim on certain Mesim, certain dead
dry
people.
bones. The dry bones.
Vayhi Kol Ki Navi V'Hinei Rash. And there was a rash. There was a noise. There was like an earthquake when Yechezkel was Mechai Mesim. So he says that's why there was a rash then. But the question is again, why is this connected to Biyas HaMashiach? What's the Marshal answering? He says, but according to what we said, the trait Tchias that there's two Tchias HaMesim. The first one is connected with Biyas HaMashiach, it's going to happen at the same time. Right? So it's going to come at the same time. So that's why when they davened for Tchias HaMesim, it was synonymous for Mashiach to come. So therefore, getting back to the Yerushalmi that said Eliyahu is going to announce Tchias HaMesim, this Yerushalmi could mean the first Tchias HaMesim, which means basically that Eliyahu is announcing Mashiach and Tchias HaMesim together, which are going to happen at the same time. Shehu Yachadim Biyas HaMashiach. V'chein mashma b'gemara soita daf mem ches she'amar ala moed hakoyin l'urim b'tumim. That Nehemiah told them they can't eat from the truma until a kohen gets up with urim v'tumim and he announces he can determine whether they're really kohanim or not. So ke'adam she'omer l'chaveru ad sheyichyu mesim b'yavon Mashiach. The Gemara says that's like saying until the Tchias HaMesim and Mashiach. So hinei hiktim Tchias HaMesim b'Biyas HaMashiach. It seems like the Gemara is saying that first is going to be the resurrection and then there's going to be Mashiach. We know from many places that it's the other way around, right? But we could still say, according to what we said before, that there are two Tchias HaMesim is going on the first one. Another Maamar to show that there's going to be a first Tchias HaMesim is this medrash that says Hashem said to Moshe, when I bring Eliyahu Navi, I'm going to bring you together with him. Yeah, Moshe is going to get up from his grave at the same time. So he's going to get up even before Biyas HaMashiach. So not only it's the same time, it's before. Okay? Perek Beisim and Yud Shalachem Nisha Moshe b'Midbar. That's why Moshe was buried in Ever Yarden, not in Eretz Yisrael. Kadesh Yamdu Imoy Dora Midbar, so that the Dora Midbar, the Jews who lived in the Dora in the Midbar with Moshe Rabbeinu, should get up with him b'Tchias HaMesim. For who Bob Rosham, he's going to go and lead them. Shenemar Vayar Reishis Loy. Vayesei Rosh Hayam. The pasuk in Vayesei Bracha that Moshe is going to lead the people into Eretz Yisrael. Just like he wanted to do then, right? And Hashem didn't let him, but now he's going to have Tchias HaMesim and he's going to do it. Since the Dor Midbar can't get up except with Moshe together, they're all going to get up by the first Tchiyah, the Eish Yamoy Moshe. Okay, so a lot of people are going to get up then. And now we understand why The Gemara in Site, the Daf Memches, said that first it's going to be Tchias HaMeisim and then Mashiach. Yesh Lefarish was that Gam Lashna Yishami. That's what the Yishami means, that Eliyahu is going to announce Tchias HaMeisim. Okay? Okay. V'asma'ag b'hakdom asay al Sefer ho'esin kosav shalach le'em HaKadosh Baruch Hu b'yad malachi shehu achrin l'chol ha'navim v'yomer hinei anoichi shalech l'chem eis Eliyahu ha'navi lifnei boyoim Hashem. So the Smag says that why did Malachi, of all people, why was he the one who said that pasuk? Because Malachi was the last Navi. And
this was the last pasuk also, right?
The last pasuk of the last Navi, basically. There's one more pasuk after. So he's saying that the last Navi, Malachi, announced that there won't be any Nevuah until Eliyahu comes. There's going to be a long stretch of time, thousands of years, when there won't be any Nevuah. Until Eliyahu comes, there won't be any Navi.
Yeah, so who are the Zionists to make these nevuahs? What's going to be? It's just ridiculous.
Not nevuah. Okay. It's clear that the Smag is saying that Eliyahu will come before B'yas HaMashiach. But according to the Rambam that we saw in Sefer in Hilchos Malachim, Shehu Plukta, that it's a disagreement. So maybe Mashiach will come first. And then Eliyahu will come, and Mashiach is going to be a Navi. He says, that Melech HaMashiach will be a great Navi. He'll be greater than all the Navim, almost on the level of Moshe. And Gam B'Geres Teiman Kasav Shezeh Bar Sheterem B'Yas HaMashiach Taxer HaNevuah. The Geres Teiman also says that by the time Mashiach comes, there's for sure going to be Nevuah. You can't say that there's not going to be any Navi between Malachi and Eliyahu, because Eliyahu is after B'yas HaMashiach. And Kivan she'efshar she'melech HaMashiach she'yeh Navi gadol, yeh koydem. It could be that Mashiach, who is a Navi, is going to come first. Obviously the Smag didn't agree with this Rambam. And he holds that that's pshat in the pasuk, that the Eliyahu for sure come first. Okay?
Yeah.
So beyond the Oimrim, one more raya before the end of the Siman, the Piyat Ish Pakid Al Kol Besturas Toivus. We say in the Motzei Shabbos Zmiris that there's a Zemer Eliyahu Navi Eliyahu Tishbi. So in there, so he says Ish Pakid Al Kol Besturas Toivus. He is the man in charge of all good announcements. So that includes the announcement of the Geula Terem B'yas HaMashiach Kedas Maharal Zal. So whether it's a Maharal or not, we see a lot of people say this. So we're still stuck with this Rambam, Malachim. Where is he getting it from?
Yes.